Hey guys, it's Sparrow today, and oh, hang on, I haven't got something up. I need to get the thingamajigger. All right, pause you, because we don't need to hear myself talking twice. Hey, oh, hang on, I haven't got something up. There. Okay. Gosh, I think I'm getting a head cold. Hey, lovely. I love the fucking piece of shit. Yeah. Whoa. Hey, I didn't. Well, so much for not getting sick, hey guys? Okay. So we're just gonna stick, I don't know, we're just gonna stick live chat somewhere so I can see what you guys are saying about this. But I don't want to hear any bitching about getting spoiled. All right. So, all right. Just close that. All right. I guess I'll just share my screen. Why not? Share. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, present. Oh wait, never mind. Stop. All right, sorry. Okay. Once again, hello everyone. Sparrow here today, and yes, I finally saw the My Little Pony movie. And I've got to say, Hasbro did not disappoint me. But don't worry, I have taken the liberty of taking notes so that I can remember some of the things that I couldn't remember from the movie. Like, there's many certain things about me that you don't know. Like, I'm horrible at remembering names, certain topics. Like, I've only seen the movie once, so I want to give a full thing. So I've taken notes. Also, hello, MLP Death Dealer. Hello, Snowdoll. If you guys have not seen the movie, I heavily suggest clicking away. It is going to contain spoilers for the movie. So you've been warned. I don't want to hear bitching about it at all. All right. So let's just start from the beginning and go to the end. This movie starts out in Canterlot, where we expected it to start. And yeah, it turns out they're getting ready for some sort of celebration with Sia's Songbird Serenade as the main attraction. Yes, this story did remind me a lot of the main attraction with Rara. Very much so, it did. It reminded me a lot of the main attraction. So, this was exactly how I expected to start. So, yeah, we're starting basically right into it. And Twilight is basically being Twilight. She's reading about stuff that is simple stuff that she is just taking too far. Until, Spike reassures her and then she goes into like a meeting with Cadence, Luna, and Celestia. Which I don't know why, but Cadence is her one line of dialogue, to be honest. Of dialogue, she didn't sound like Cadence to me. I feel like it was a different voice actor, but I don't know. I'd have to double check that. But the first thing that I wanted to is where this was taking place. Like, what season is this following in? It's not season 7. Well, it could be season 7. I'm not sure. But I definitely know it's in season 6 because Sassy Saddles was in there. That is Rarity's, Sassy Saddles is. I also saw, like, what the fuck's... Yeah, Starlight and Trixie were in there, so that's very season 60. I saw Derpy multiple times. So right there, you can tell this movie is made for freaking bronies. You can tell that's the audience this is aimed towards. I mean, I was so excited to see Derpy in a freaking movie. This was awesome. And immediately right there, I'm like, okay, I like this. I also love the music that started out with Pony's Got the Beat. I guess that's what it's called. Very well to start it and just, get me going, just get me dancing. That was one thing that happened. I was dancing, really. I was like, I was going for it. I wasn't caring if I was, watching a movie or not. I didn't care. So, yeah, pretty much they're getting ready for this celebration. Twilight's worrying about nothing, pretty much. Now, then, of course, we get our introductions for the rest of the main six. And then there was two background ponies that actually talked. I don't know who they were, but good to see that the background characters actually got some dialogue, So pretty much that's how it starts. You get Twilight into the meeting. She wants Celestia and Luna and Cadence to pitch into the celebration by basically abusing their magic. That is a little out of Twilight's character. It really is. But, it just didn't seem right for Twilight's character. That's one thing I have to pick at in this movie is Twilight's character. She seemed way out of character, but I'll get into that as we go along. So after the meeting and Celestia, Luna, and Cadence basically saying no, the rest of the main six, yada, 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 they get their introductions, and we see Rarity doing her thing, Rainbow doing her thing, the weather control and all that stuff. That was pretty much all expected to happen. Sia's voice I did not expect to be that adorable, actually. I really did not expect it to be that high. I did not expect her voice like that. And I'm glad that she's one of those people, one of those pony, or one of those characters that doesn't care if they get dirty. Because she basically tells Twilight, oh, I'm used to this. So she just gets the, piece of whatever it was, buttercream cake, brushed right off of her by the guards. So yeah, there's really not much to talk about in the beginning. But then we finally get our introduction to the villain, which was Tempest Shadow. Well, she's kind of sort of a villain in this. It's kind of what I had suspected. It was basically a villain with a backstory that led her to making a bribe with a bad dude. And in the end, bad things happen. It's basically like Discord and T-Rex in season 4, really. But her introduction, oh my god, I loved it. Darker than hell, really. I did not expect it to go that far, but I love Emily Blunt in this freaking role. Oh my god. She played it perfect. Absolutely perfect. They could not have chosen a better voice actor for freaking Tempest. Tempest was the best character in the freaking movie. I'm sorry, but she was. Best lines, best acting, just badass altogether. She was awesome. I loved her. I loved her role. I loved her character. Awesome job by that. But basically, simple introduction, exactly what we saw in the trailer. Basically, Grubber comes out of the airship or Zeppelin in this area, I guess, because of episode 22. Basically, she comes out and basically Celestia, Luna, and Cadence, drop in there and say, what are you doing here? Pretty much, they're trying to make a good impression, but they know that she's a bad pony. So yeah. And the Storm King is given that this is the Storm King. This is not just her. So. Then comes the part where they basically refuse, and Celestia says they have to go to the Queen of the Hippos. And Celestia gets turned into freaking stone along with Cadence and Luna. I'm like, oh wow, that is a freaking reference to a comic. No kidding. This is okay. Spoiler for a comic. This is the comic where Cadence's mother is her real mother is actually killed by Sombra. She's overkilled by Sombra. My bad. How she dies is she's turned into crystal, and King Sombra basically breaks her to nothing but shards and spreads her all throughout Equestria. Yeah, that's overkill. pretty much the same thing that happened to Cadence, Celestia, and Luna. They were turned into a crystal. And yeah, I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty dark. That's actually pretty dang dark. I did not expect those orb things to do that. But in the mix of it, Twilight and the others, you know, that they're trying to escape and manage to get away, thanks to Twilight shooting at a shield, and you know, they go down the waterfall. How they survive that fall, I will never know. So, yeah, we pretty much have our interval of Twilight grieving over everything, and she says that they have to go to the Queen of the Hippos. That's just fucking funny. And I saw the reference in there. One of them said they get the hungry, hungry hippos cameo in there. I'm like, oh, Hasbro, did you really have to self-promote your crap in a freaking movie? That was a freaking reference. I'm like, oh, wow, we're really going all Hasbro here, aren't we? We're taking two of their products and putting it into a movie about that product. Oh. Anyways, they end up going to wherever they can go. So it wasn't how I predicted it, but I didn't expect to be spot on. So since I play the My Little Pony app, I actually know the name of the town. I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be honest. It's Cludge Town or Cluj Town, something like that. I don't know. And oh my god, the over-the-top acting between Twilight and the others is just fucking hilarious. It is hilarious. I loved it. I mean, Pinky was going nuts. Spike was completely overacting. I mean, this part, I'm like, oh my god, they are so overacting everything here, but it's awesome. I loved it. That was so funny and so over the top. I mean, sometimes over the top acting works, sometimes it doesn't. And in this case, it did work. But other than that, that was pretty much awesome. So we enter a town that focuses around bidding, selling things for profit. So Cluj Town or Cludge Town, I don't know how you say it. That's the name of this town, and apparently it's run like by fish, whatever, like fish that are like human-like. Well, that wouldn't surprise me because then we meet Capper, who is just some guy or some like cat I can't think of the word right now. Sorry. Yeah, we run into Capper, who basically sees this as a, hey, I can make big money off this type deal. So he's basically a nothing. He's pretty much someone who does things for his benefit only. But I loved his voice actor. His voice actor was actually really cool, and it fit his character. I'm really surprised. But when I heard his voice for the first time in the second trailer, I was like, that is not the voice I expected to come out of an whatever. Yeah, a cat. So it really surprised me. So yeah, fools them into going with him, only for him to want to sell them to the Storm Kings, to, you know, Tempest, and, you know, get money's worth. Until he feels the power of generosity. Another thing that I saw was that the characters that they meet benefit to some of the main six. Like Rarity matches mostly to Capper. Capper, he gets like a generous offering of, you know, fixing his jacket, and yeah, Rarity pulls a generous move, and he sees friendship for the first time. Like someone did something nice for him for once, and not just, you know, people think that he's like this, you know, thug, which he kind of is. That's the word that I was looking for. Yeah, anthropomorphic. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Life of an Englishman. Thank you. Altogether, Capper's character was kind of iffy, but in the end, it works. So, yeah, he finally realizes he made a huge mistake and tries to help the ponies, which Twilight from the beginning didn't trust him, which she had a right to. You don't trust strangers, especially from a town that you're not even familiar with. I guess that's something in Twilight's character that actually made sense. Twilight's character was kind of 50-50. It was kind of on and it was kind of off at the same time, but we'll get more into that. So they managed to escape barely, and yeah, it just turns into a whole bunch of shenanigans as they run into the pirate ship, or I guess I think it would count here as a zeppelin because they're not pirates anymore now yet. So yeah, they end up on a pirate ship, get away from Tempest once again. They barely get away, like barely, and they become stowaways. But Rainbow, but right as they're about to walk the plank, this part made me laugh. They pretty much get a lunch break, which is like one of the many times they get to eat during the day. So they're cool on the inside. They just have no choice but to listen to the Storm King until Rainbow finally tells them, you know, what do you want to do? Do you want to live by this freaking guy's rules and his judgments, or do you want to be awesome? Then comes the music number. It's time to be awesome. That was freaking. I like that track. I like the rhythm of it. I like the sound of it. Up song, especially. I mean, it's seriously exactly what I expected that song to be. It's a hype up song, like trying to get the pirates, you know, going again into pirate ways again. So yeah, that works out. But I feel like the film kind of, when something big happened, it basically fell flat on its face. That's a problem I had with it. Just when something exciting was about to happen, like the pirates get all hyped up, but then bam, here comes Tempest to run the fun. That's pretty much what I saw a lot of in this film, but it still worked. So yeah, Tempest finds them again after Rainbow Dash gives away their freaking position. I'm like, oh, I see why Twilight is being so, no, don't do that type deal. So yeah, the Rainbow gives away their position, which looked absolutely beautiful. I like the animation in this, even though it was kind of sloppy in some places. Like there was one part where Capper was talking and his mouth was shut. Like it's very mild, but still there's not such smoothness in this animation, but that doesn't make it bad by any means. No, it doesn't. So yeah, Tempest is using Capper as the the one to keep finding them. Kind of reminds me of Prince Zuko trying to find the Avatar and Avatar Last Airbender, to be honest. Oh dear. But yeah, then they end up going to Mount Eris or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. After they manage to actually get off of the pirate ship. The pirates, they stand up for him, like Captain Solano and the others. They stand up for him, basically stow him away again. And I don't know how Twilight made this happen, but they somehow take that small, tiny little blanket and turn it into this gigantic freaking blanket. Is big enough to create a hot air balloon. And then there's this thing with Spike's fire. That's one thing I saw a lot of in this was Spike breathing fire, something that we don't see a lot of in the show. So that was kind of cool to see. Yeah, but yeah, so the hot air balloon thing was it didn't make sense, but I'm not even going to judge My Little Pony for that because, hello, Pinkie Pie is a pony that can break the fourth wall, and yeah, yada, yada, yada. So we end up going to Mount Eris, where we find the hippogriffs. Oh, and it's Twilight that finally, makes it clear that they're not going for the Queen of the Hippos. We're going for the Queen of the Hippogriffs. So that makes sense. So they get there, and this place kind of reminded me of Griffinstone, to be honest, and it would make sense because hippogriffs. They find it's almost completely deserted because of something the Storm King had done prior, pretty much tried to take over their kingdom, until they hear like this, sound in the distance, and this is where Princess Skystar comes into play. She leads them to the Sea Kingdom, which is somewhere like very well hidden in the kingdom. They accidentally get sucked down into it where they are underwater, and they need help. So Princess Skystar gives them like these air bubbles to breathe, and she takes them to her mother, Queen Novo. Now, I pretty much had Princess Skystar's character nailed. She's like the the stubborn teenage daughter of the mother, and she's also a princess, so that doesn't help. But altogether, she was a very enjoyable character. I call her the Pinkie Pie of, I guess you would call it Sequestria. Seeing that's what it's called, but I don't see this being, correct me if I'm wrong, people of G1, I didn't understand this. They're hippogriffs, but they can turn into sea ponies with this special orb. So yeah, they go to the Sea Kingdom where they meet Queen Nova, and Princess Skystar, against her mother's wishes, tries to explain what happened and why they are now underneath the kingdom as the sea ponies. So yeah, that goes on, and then Twilight sees the power of the orb, and this is where I find Twilight's character so out of place. I don't like this version of Twilight at all. She tries to steal the orb by getting Pinkie to persuade Princess Skystar and the Princess Skystar and the others to join in and help them. Well, yeah, once I saw that Twilight was looking back at the orb, I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna steal it, isn't she? Oh no, that's not Twilight at all. That's the thing that kind of bugged me. Like, we're almost about halfway in this film, and Twilight pulls a freaking act that does not fit her character at all. That really bugged me, that she was stealing something of importance to a freaking kingdom. I mean, come on, Twilight. And just as they're about to get the help of the hippogriffs, bam, she's caught stealing with an alarm that works underwater somehow. And I really don't have to explain much about what goes on down there because we saw most of it in the trailer. So Queen Novo sees that as an act of, oh, you tricked us to just get what you wanted. And she just abandons them, like banishes them from the kingdom. Then comes the part of the film where it's the dramatic twist. That did not, but I expected that to come along sooner or later, the dramatic twist, because it's normally what happens in every single film. There's like this dramatic twist. Hold on, I need some water. Okay. All right. Also, in the actual song that goes on down in the Sea Kingdom, yes, there is another number. I can't remember what it's called. I catch a Beauty and the Beast reference. In Beauty and the Beast, where all the candles are like lifting their heads and revealing Lumiere, there is something with the hippogriffs, the sea ponies, lifting their heads, and I'm like, that is a freaking Beauty and the Beast reference. Wow. Another thing I have to really pick at this for is it really seemed like I was watching a Disney film because of all the musical numbers. But, meh. But Twilight's character really, really disappointed me. It was 50-50 kind of. Like, sometimes she do good, sometimes she do bad. And in this case, she did horrible. Or not horrible, but she did a bad thing. She was stealing, and we had never seen Twilight do that. Never in this show's history had we ever seen, Twilight steal anything. Going to that kind of measurement to take something from a kingdom that they need, that just was out of place for Twilight's character. That really bugged me. So yeah, they get into a fight, and this part really surprised me. And yeah, we basically have the dramatic twist of the turn, or dramatic twist of the turn, dramatic twist of the film, where, yeah, her friends, they get into a fight, and as so, one ends up saying one thing wrong, and it turns into a whole, problem. So they take their spaces away from each other, but in that time, Twilight gets kidnapped. I knew she was gonna get kidnapped. I knew it. But okay, so she just basically gets caught by Tempest, just put up into the ship, and Spike gets away by burning the freaking guard. That was hilarious. He's like, ah! There's some funny shit in this film, and I really like that part. Again, Spike breathing fire. We didn't actually know he could do that. Okay, so after Twilight's captured, we finally get to see what is up with Tempest. Why is she the way she is? And Twilight is trying to tell her, you're just like me. I'm a pony. What's wrong with you? Why are you so, evil? She basically tells why she is the way she is. She, in her past, was playing, ball with one of her friends. Well, two of her friends, and the ball gets cycled into a cave where we see the Ursa Major. That is a callback clear from like season, who God knows what, 1, 2, somewhere around there. It's when Trixie makes her debut. But the Ursa Major thing in there, I'm like, I don't expect that to come into play. And I saw that it was kind of in the same animation as in the show, which is Flash. But long story short, her hair gets, her horn gets cut right off by the thing, and yeah, it ends up turning into a case of people pretty much giving her shit. She can't do magic normally, and so her friends look at her as like, you're strange, and abandon her. So pretty cliche. Yeah, it's pretty much just like in the show type deal. You kind of feel that same kind of deal going on here. So then we get a villain song, and oh my god, I loved this music number. I loved it. The way it was sung, the way it was put together, I loved the villain song. That's why I said the villain song of this entire film is the best one. It was the best one to me. I also have to say that Tempest is the best character in this entire movie. Why? Because she has the best lines. She's got the best acting. She is just awesome. I love her villainousness. I know that's not even a word, but I love her villainy towards Twilight and the others. It's so awesome. I loved her character in this. Her freaking character was cool, collected, very badass, awesome. Oh my god. She was so cool. And this song really added a lot to her character. Now, the backstory rating that I have, it's 50-50. 50-50 because, one, it does make sense, but two, it's weak. It's very weak. Friends abandoning you, causing you to go to the dark side, that seems a little rushed. So you can tell there's rushed writing in here for Tempest. Tempest is, yeah, her backstory is kind of, I don't know, rushed. But bringing the Ursa Major back in, that was cool. I really like that. Her backstory makes sense, but yeah, it's still weak. So 50-50. So after we get the villain song and we get the full story behind why Tempest is the way she is, we finally get a good idea of what's coming towards the end. Basically, Twilight's friend, or like the rest of the main six, would say it's time to talk to Twilight, and then Spike comes running around the corner and says she's been captured, and yeah, that leads to the climax of the movie, which immediately We see Capper again, and of course they don't trust him after trying to sell them and betraying them. That would be tough. But immediately we start to see that he's not lying, and we get the pirates in there as well, parapirates, as allies, and the final battle is ensuing. So back at the castle, I'm sorry, but is the Storm King like a mixture of Tyrek and what's his name, Sombra, mixed? I mean, come on, we've got crystals. We've got the crystals in there. We've got the fact that he wants magic for a staff, and he needs all the princess's magic in order for it to work. That's kind of, I don't know. But yeah, he's like a mixture of Tyrek and Sombra. And the way that he has them work, and the way that the ponies are, being worked in Canterlot, I'm like, oh my god, it's like season 2 again. That was like a flashback to season 2. So yeah, he's like a mixture of Tyrek and Sombra in a way. So foolery comes in as Capper tries to get, well, actually, let me stop there. Finally, we get some introduction to the Storm King. He finally comes in, and he's kind of comedic in a way, kind of, sort of. But you can tell this guy is a douche. You can. Because he only cares about what he wants. He doesn't care a shit less about what Tempest wants. And once he gets what he wants, it's like Discord and Tyrek again. She's done. She's pushed aside, doesn't need her. Yeah, that was what I expected exactly. It's like season 4 all over again. So yeah, I don't care about that fact that it's from season 4, one of the best season finales. But that's exactly what it reminded me of. So pretty much the staff steals all of the princess's magic. Twilight, Princess Luna, Princess Celestia, and Cadence, the four princesses. So I'm like, are we seriously going to season 4 again? Is this seriously the season 4 finale all over again? And we even see Twilight's eyes go gray again. So, but they get color again. Don't ask me how that happens. I might have made a mistake. I don't know. I'd have to look again. So comes the climax, pretty much. We have Capper who fools the guards into, I'm sorry, it's the Trojan horse. It's the Trojan horse. So what are we going to call this? The Trojan cake? Yeah, the pirates are hiding in the cake, and they manage to get into Canterlot, where they eventually get busted. But yeah, I love how Grubber's taken care of. Oh, you gonna say something? Let's just pull you right in. And so yeah, it becomes the final battle for everything. And some of the fighting is kind of it's kind of childish, and I don't know, it's kind of rushed as well. But very well done, and we had all sorts of funny moments there. Like there's actually a guy that gets kicked in the nuts. Like, I'm not kidding. He gets kicked in the balls, and he's even holding his trousers. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention: there's adult humor in this movie. There is an adult joke that clearly specifies it is an adult joke. There's at one point where, at the beginning, at the town, with when Capper tries to, save the main six, kinda, sorta, only to benefit himself and sell them. What happens is, when he puts these purple splotches on him, and and it pretends to be a sickness that they're going to catch, he says, well, and the guy goes, how do I cure this? And he says, well, he says that, well, enjoy the rest of your life, enjoy the rest of your days. Oh, and to let you know, some parts will fall off. And the guy immediately goes for his freaking lower drawers. I'm like, that's an adult freaking joke. That was an adult joke. He was referring to his privates falling off. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we do have some adult humor in here. Of course, if you're a kid, you're not going to notice that. But if you're an adult like me, you're going to notice that. That was freaking hilarious. I found that funny. Anyways, back where we were in the film. So Princess Skystar and the pirates join in. I thought that I saw a Little Mermaid reference, like when Princess Skystar basically turns against her mother and she knows she's going to get grounded in the end. Yeah, so she's basically the rebellious teenager type of deal. She goes to help them, even though her mother says absolutely not. So, I don't know. Kind of rushed, but not so bad. So, yeah, they all pitch in to help, and it turns into an all-out battle to save Equestria. Sorry. I swear I'm getting a freaking head cold. So basically, we learn that the Storm King only wanted to use Tempest to get the magic because he knew that she could do it. I mean, Tempest is freaking beyond powerful in this film. She can shock people, ponies with her horns. She can apparently pick up a humongous fish and flip it. Wow. Combat training, I guess. So, yeah, this starts to come into play, and Tempest immediately figures out, oh shit, I've been bamboozled, and I've been tricked. Just like how Discord got tricked and his magic was sucked from him. But the Storm King doesn't care about her, just kind of pushes her to her side. And yeah, we find out that was no surprise to me. I'm like, well, I know where this is going. So yeah, I really did enjoy that part with Spike as the flamethrower. That was hilarious. Flamethrower! I love that part. That was hilarious. But down to the wire. The Storm King I swear, the Storm King is a non-brony put into a movie. This is too cute. I don't like this crap. So let's just destroy it. You know? So pretty much he uses the staff to destroy the castle, and eventually it gets misplaced. I think it was Tempest. Well, he creates this giant storm using the staff, and Tempest gets betrayed, and she finally realizes, oh shoot, Pinky and them can't get to the castle, so what she does, she blasts them into a freaking cannon and up on like the most precise shot that you had only one chance to get right, to get through a storm. Why couldn't Rainbow Dash just jump through it? Again, another plot hole. So they're shot out of the cannon, they go through the thing, and just as the Storm King can, finish the storm, I guess, they stop him and he loses control of the staff. So, and in the process, Twilight does save Tempest. Tempest is like, oh crap, most of the time. And she nearly gets blown away by the storm, and the Storm King could care less about it. So she nearly gets blown off, but Twilight saves her, and she says, why are you saving me? And Twilight goes, because that's what friends do. So she saves her. I don't know how she doesn't just whoosh back off, but animation errors. So yeah, it comes down to the end where they finally where Twilight has to get the staff, otherwise Equestria is doomed. And they get it through the power of friendship, and yeah, they think that the Storm King is finished after this. Twilight gets sucked into like the storm vortex with the Storm King, and I'm like, Storm King's not dead. Twilight's not dead. Here comes, and yep, Twilight comes down like an angel with the staff, and yeah, she pretty much hugs her friends, thinking that it's all safe and all that, but no, it's not safe. Here comes the Storm King. I'm like, told you he wasn't dead. And yeah, he tries to turn them all into crystal, but before they can, Tempest jumps in the way, and she nearly gets turned into stone. And I'm sorry, but we had the first confirmed death. Here's how it happens. It's right after, it's as they're jumping off the cliff when they're being turned back into stone, because Tempest like reflects it or something, or like grabs it, and they get turned into stone, or not stone. Fuck. Crystal. The Storm King falls to his death. He gets turned into crystal, and bam, he falls and he just dies. That's pretty much a reference to how Candace's mother died. Uh, so yeah, confirmed death in My Little Pony. Okay, so Tempest gets saved. She is saved by Twilight with the staff, and yeah, she's freed of the crystal, and yeah, magic or friendship ensues, and they welcome her as a friend and all that stuff. And finally, she fixes her wrongs by freeing the other princesses of their imprisonment in crystal. And yeah, once everything is fixed, she doesn't want to be a friend because she feels like she feels out of place. We get the celebration that we're finally looking for. Sia gets to sing her song and all that stuff, but the ending, I'm sorry, was pretty funny. I found it was pretty funny. And so yeah, Sia is singing her Songbird Serenade is singing her song. Twilight sees Tempest out in she's right in the back row, like she's not even being involved, and she feels guilty. Well, she should feel guilty. I'm sorry, but she should. So Twilight tells her you can be a better pony even without your horn, because that's the one thing she's worried about. She's worried about being rejected because of her horn. And it turns out the horn can be benefited by creating fireworks. And she becomes a friend of the main six, and she becomes a citizen of Equestria again. She becomes a good guy, gets reformed, and yeah. The name of her, oh my god. Her freaking name. Fuzzlepop Berry Twist. I'm sorry, but I can't help but laugh at that. When I heard that, I'm like, oh my god. So who changed her name? The Storm King? I guess, because that's a pretty badass name, Commander Tempest. But Fizzlepop Berry Twist is her real name. Wow. Yeah, I can understand why she hid her name. So yeah, once the fireworks go off, every pony's happy, and then we go to the end credits, which is where we see like a fun little animation thing with and a thing at the end where it's all made to look fancy. And yeah, I really love the music at the end. I don't know what it's called actually. Like, I have no name for the track, but I love the track. This, oh yeah, and Derpy was the one who actually got turned into stone first. I'm like, my god, poor Derpy. And she gets freed eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much My Little Pony the movie. What did I think about it? Well, great music, great acting, great job by everyone. I mean, really, this was excellent. I loved this movie. And being a brony, my brony side is say, hey, give it 10 out of 10, give it a 10 out of 10, give it a 10 out of 10. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to go into this movie and I'm going to give it the right rating that it deserves. Which, okay. The faults, Twilight. Twilight was the main issue in this entire movie that really bugged me. Her freaking script, her character in this was just so off. It was like 50-50 towards deal. She was good in some places, she was Twilight in some places, but other times, like the part where she steals the orb, I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? You're stealing something that benefits to an entire kingdom and you're going to steal it? That is completely out of Twilight's character. And that's the main focus that's the main issue that I have with this movie. That's the only problem. That's one of the main problems. Another problem was the animation. Some of the parts in the animation wasn't correct, but I'm not going to give it too much shit for that because the animation style looked like absolutely beautiful. And I can't blame it for, having problems. I mean, we get errors in the Flash animation all the time. So, altogether, this movie was great. I'm not going to say it was bad at all. It was an excellent movie, and you can definitely tell it was focused towards bronies because Derpy was included in there, along with some stuff that bronies would, recognize as a thing that would get them all hyped up. I saw a lot of things in there that were just focused towards bronies. And in fact, the only thing was Twilight's character was out of place in a lot of parts. But altogether, there was great acting in this, great voice actors, and just altogether a great movie. The only problems is Twilight's role and just the animation. I can't give it any other shit for that. I really can't. I mean, that adult joke in there. Oh my god. You're going to lose some of your parts. Ah! Oh my god. That was just the golden part of the movie. And some of the references, like to Hungry Hungry Hippos, I'm like, what the fuck? So, yeah. Oh, by the way, Discord was actually in this movie. He was a cameo, but he wasn't like, he didn't have no lines or anything, but he was in there. I did see that little silhouette of him in the rolling credits animation thing. But other than that, oh, and another great part of the film was Fluttershy using kindness to freaking get into the heart of that guard. Oh my god. I'm like, wow, whoa. Okay, then. So apparently Fluttershy made a friend. But there was a lot of great parts in this movie, a lot of great lines, a lot of great, imagery. Solano was a great character. Skystar was basically the Pinky of Sequestria, and wow, there was just a lot of great things in this movie. A lot of things that I'd have to really, look into and really evaluate to give it a good, solid look. But altogether, this movie gets 8.5 out of 10. This, to me, was a great movie. You can definitely tell it is focused towards bronies, specifically. And I loved a lot of things in this movie. I mean, Twilight's character was the only thing that bugged me the entire movie. Other than that, we got to see Spike breathe a fire a lot more. We got to see a lot of things in there that we did not even expect. All of the music was great. The music freaking sound, the soundtrack for this is going to be excellent. Is this movie going to win awards or anything? Not necessarily. Now, if it was at an award show like, the Kids' Choice Awards, it might win an award. But altogether, I have to give it about an 8.5 out of 10. That, to me, is a fair judgment, which would be about a B. A B would be a solid rating for this because there is some adult stuff in there that kids are not going to catch unless you're, an adult. Unless it's like really pointed out, are you going to catch it? But that adult joke, holy shit. that had me laughing. But altogether, this movie was great. I don't have no problems with it except for Twilight's role and the animation having a few flaws. But other than that, 8.5 out of 10. So I will now I'll stop rambling and take a look at some of your guys' stuff. Seeing I haven't been paying attention to chat at all. I've just been rambling. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10 to me is a great rating for this. I mean, it gives the movie a solid reputation that it's a good movie, great movie for, bronies and all that stuff, but it's great for kids as well. It'll catch kids' attention right from the beginning because of the music. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this a lot more, and we'll definitely buy it when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray. DVD don't exist anymore. Get it right, Sparrow. Pinky did find the Hippo Queen in the end. Yeah, I saw that. Oh my god, yeah, in the little animation skit that they had at the end in the credits, I saw that. And Twilight does something I never expected her to do, to steal from another race. Yeah. What she did is something Samba or Queen Chrysalis would have done. I agree. This is totally outside of Twilight's character by a mile. We're talking about a princess of friendship here that represents magic. Yeah, stealing is magic. Thank you. But the movie needed like that. The movie needed that emotional, dramatic turn. You know, it needed that interval. So, whatever. Why did Pinky's mane not deflate? Because she's happy. It only deflates when she's not happy. The Storm King guard was like, "Oh, I'm on fire." Yeah, the guards were awesome. Season 1. I also love the song. Okay, this one I was talking about Tempest. Tempest? Okay. Hey, it almost happened to Pinky and Party of One, though it was not real betrayal. No, it wasn't. According to the prequel book, for Tempest, that was the same cave in the Everfree Forest. Yeah, it was. So, yeah, that was definitely a big surprise. It was also in a different animation style, which was another great thing that they did. I'm glad I wasn't in the same animation style. Storm King was nowhere near Tyrek or Sombra. He was like a mixture of Chrysalis and Evil Trixie. I disagree. Because the Storm King, he has the crystal orb thingamajigs to turn ponies into crystal. And he's also just like Tyrek. He takes the freaking magic and uses it for his benefit and basically disses who gives him the magic. So, yeah. That is a Tyrek if I've never... A Tyrek and a Sombra if I've never seen one. God, dry lips. Do not compare him to my queen. He is much smarter than he'll ever be. Okay, you're just responding. I'll have to fight you are Dragon's Dogma. I don't get it. It could have been like Monty Python with an empty Trojan rabbit. Okay, never seen that apparently. What about Spike Flamethrower? Okay, I've already went over that. Oh, Fishman just got dropped. Yeah, that. I didn't hate Grubber as much as I thought I was going to hate him. He was just like the comedy relief, really. That's all he was. So, yeah, his character was kind of funny. He was enjoyable. I'll say that. Sorry for all the hate, Grubber, but I did enjoy your character. Okay. You know, for kids. Yeah, that's not Nostalgia Critic. Fizzle Pop Berry Twist. Yep, that's Tempest's real name. Oh my god. I love Tempest's real name. So did Pinky. She thought it was just the most awesome name ever. Derpy Pinky was dancing with the Hippo Queen. Oh dear. I gave it an 8 out of 10 overall and 7 out of 10 for how they portray Twilight's character. That's something that Queen Chrysalis would have done. I swear during the desert part that Spike almost looked like Pony.Muff version. I agree. I do agree. That was pretty funny. The over-the-top acting in the scene was in the desert was a pretty good scene. I love that. The over-the-top acting was excellent. It's like the freaking actors just got together and just said, "Hey, let's just do whatever we want," pretty much in the studio. Okay, all the background ponies, bronies loved were included. Some. I know, right? Fleshlight let it all out. Yeah, that part was freaking great, awesome. And the guy's just like, you know, when she has to leave. I have a feeling I've seen this before, but that was freaking hilarious. That was too good. Oh, dear. Okay. Let's see. All background points were included. That was hilarious. Discord, I'm howling at the moon and sleeping on a summer afternoon. Do you think that they should make a second one? Make a second one. I wouldn't mind a second one. I really wouldn't. But the thing is, let the show progress. Let the show progress more before you even try to make a second one. Let it grow. That's the thing that if they were to ever make a second movie, I would wait. I would let the show, like, you know, keep going, give them new ideas that are solid ideas and not just a cash grab. There's a big problem with movies nowadays. The Spike Flamethrower. I have a feeling that's going to be a GIF or something like that. It's going to be a meme, probably, for sure. I'm definitely going to buy the DVD when it comes out. Me too. Second movie and a game. I don't think there's ever going to be like a game. But me to like Pinky made a friend with that skull. Yeah, that was funny. That was pretty funny, especially in the luggage or in the stowaway where she when she lifts it up and she sees the skull, she's like, "Hey, I met that guy in the desert." I'm like, "Oh my god." Uh, I think that it is a fair rating. My rating would be 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'll give it 8.5 because it was a great movie. It wasn't anything like mind-blowing, but I expected that. My friend Ashley H, she actually told me, don't expect anything big, and I didn't expect anything big. From what I had seen in the trailers, I was expecting a standard movie. I was expecting a movie that was basically for the bronies, a nice gift from Hasbro to the bronies as something that we can enjoy but not be totally mind blown. Tempest's character was definitely the best in this freaking thing. It was the best. Her character was definitely the best actor, yeah. She was an excellent villain. Well, she was kind of a villain and a good guy at the same time. And her song, beautiful. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the movie. My voice needs a break. I feel like I am really just getting a small head cold because, lovely. But that is my thoughts on the movie. I will definitely be watching it again, but not in theaters. I will be looking for it on DVD, and then I can watch it however many times I want. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. And speaking of Ashley H, have you seen the latest SFMFA before? No, I have not. But going back to Ashley H, she got a lot of shit for saying that she was disappointed in this movie. And I'm not going to judge anybody. I'm not going to say that this movie was absolutely perfect because it wasn't. There are disappointments in the movie. Twilight's character being the top. The top one is Twilight's freaking character. That scene with her stealing was totally outside of who she is. She is not a stealer. She is not anything like that. That I feel is going to piss my friends Thomas and Mark off a lot because that is not Twilight. Whoever wrote that part did a really they took a risk right there. But you need it for that dramatic turn in the movie where it gets close to the climax, and yeah, that is pretty drastic. And it's outside of Twilight's character, so Twilight's character in this movie was pretty out of place. That's the only thing that I can say is really the only part that really hurt me. It really did hurt to see Twilight being used like that. Fluttershy was the best background pony in the MLP movies. He's not a background pony! Sorry. Fluttershy, that scene with the freaking guard. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Jesus. I saw that tweet of hers. I respect her opinion, dude. Speaking of Mark, did you see his tweet about that fake Magpie account? Well, I know she doesn't have a Twitter for sure, and I know she doesn't have a Discord. But I heard something about that, yeah. Altogether, yeah, this movie was definitely enjoyable, and I would definitely watch it again. But that Twilight scene, that really did hurt. It hurt me a lot to see her in that kind of perspective. But now I can watch other reviews and not worry about getting spoiled. Now, how my friends are going to feel about this movie, I have no clue. So, pretty much my verdict, 8.5 out of 10. That is a solid rating for it, I guess. And I feel that's probably the best rating I can give it off of the problems that it did have. Great acting, great everything about this movie. Funny parts, funny references, adult jokes. Wow. It also hurt how she acted towards Pinky. Yes, it did. But Pinky lashed back at her just as much. You got to remember that. Which is what caused her to eventually, say the wrong thing. Which was pretty much what caused the dramatic turn. She lost her guard for a second and was caught. That quick. My only pick at that, how did she not hear that Zeppelin above her. How? How did she not hear that? How'd you go, oh, there's an airship up there? Again, rushed writing. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my I hope you guys enjoyed this, live stream talking about my thoughts on the movie, and hopefully you guys, respect my opinions and my thoughts about this movie, and that I gave it a respectable rating of 8.5 out of 10. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you guys for watching. And until next time, take care. Happy horrors until next time.